Okay, so let's go with some other concepts in JavaScript now. I think it's very simple. JavaScript, how to set attribute dynamically, how to set attributes, how to get attribute, how to set attribute, how to get attribute, how to delete attribute. So there are three multiple things. One is how to set get attribute, how to get attribute, how to delete attribute. Okay. So if you want to set attribute, the process is very simple. A method called set attribute. Set attribute. So set attribute. In set attribute, I need to specify the attribute name. And I need to specify the attribute value. Attribute value. This is for set attribute and camel case. Camel case. Next. How to get attribute. How to get attribute. So method is very simple. Get attr attribute. An attribute name. You need to specify the attribute name. Next, how to remove attribute. How to remove attribute. Okay, remove attribute. Remove attribute, and you have to specify the attribute name. Okay, so let us see one program on this, setting attributes and getting attributes, all these things. Okay, 27 pi. Okay, so attribute manipulation. Okay, attribute manipulation.html. So what I'm trying to do is I'm taking three buttons first of all. Button 1, button 1, button 2, button 3. For each and every button, I'm going to be giving ID. ID is equal to 1. And second button ID is equal to 2. Third button ID is equal to 3. I'm writing three buttons over there. Button 1, button 2, button 3. And finally, I'm trying to writing the script. Access first button. Access first button and try to implement. And try to implement set attribute process. Okay, how to access first button? Very simple. Document dot get element by ID. We have the ID there, and ID is 1. And dot 1 dot set attribute. Set attribute. I am setting attribute called. I'm setting attribute called class, and I'm giving the value called Srinivas. Okay, so there is attribute called class. I'm trying to providing value for the class as Srinivas. But where is the Srinivas? We don't have any Srinivas right now. So I'm trying to writing Srinivas class dot Srinivas, which is going to be having something like a color blue, font style italic. Okay, something like this. Color blue, font style italic. Enough. Okay, so Okay, fine. Document dot get element by ID 1 dot set attribute. Okay, let me do one thing then. I'll take one h1 here. H1. So play with me. Play with me. Okay, so now what I want to do, document dot get element by ID set attribute. Before that, this is not actually having setting attributes. Dot add event listener. For this, I'm giving listener. This listener name is click listener, and having function 1. Try to implement function 1 now. Function 1. Okay, for this function, for this function, what I want to do, I want to access this one, and I need to give the attribute for the h1, and document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is h1 of 0, h1 of 0 dot set attribute. The attribute name is class, comma, attribute value is Srinivas. Now Srinivas having something. Srinivas having some color, blue, font style italic, and background color, whatever you want, you can specify. Text line center. Okay. Now try to understand what is going to be happen. H1 is there, and we have 3 buttons. 4 buttons also I'm writing styles. Button, background color red, color white, border radius 5. Okay, let me execute this. What is going to be happen? Oh my god, there are 3 buttons here. Okay, so button, we don't have any value, right? That's the problem. So this is set attribute. This is get attribute. Get attribute, and this is remove attribute. Set attribute, get attribute, remove attribute. Okay, so fine. We have 3 buttons. First one is set attribute, second one is get attribute, third one is remove attribute. Okay. When I click on set attribute method, a set attribute button, what it is going to be happening? This h1 got CSS class. Can you see? And what is going to be happen? Next one, get attribute, access a second button. Access second button, and try to implement get attribute. Try to implement get attribute. Okay, so as usual, common, copy in the code. Document dot get element by ID 2 dot add in listener. This is function 2, and function 2 tag name of a set get attribute. Now get attribute of class. Whatever the attribute I'm getting, I'm just storing in X, and I want to make it alert X. That's it enough. So this is second process. Second process is basically whatever the attribute you got set, I'm trying to retrieving it. Retrieving means get attribute. No need to have 2 parameters, only 1 parameter I just want to give. Okay, I just want to see that. I just want to see that how it is going to be setting, how it is going to be getting. Setting done, getting done. Get attribute not working. So let's see what is the issue. Function 2. Okay, and set attribute. Yes, get attribute. Yep. Srinivas came. Srinivas basically class already there. How to know you got a class or not? Right click on this, go to console, go to inspect. Go to inspect. Whenever you inspect here, inspect HTML, you can see the class was added already. H1 having the class here. But before, whenever you are writing HTML, there is no class. But dynamically, class got attached. And for the class, Srinivas is the value, that value also got attached. So both are. And third button, third process, remove attribute. Try to access third button, implement. Remove attribute. Okay, so now ID is 3. Function is 3. So function. Now remove attribute. Remove attribute is very simple. Document dot get elements by tag name h1 of 0. Remove attribute. Remove attribute. Yeah, remove attribute. Attribute name is class again. And we don't have any alert again. Okay. So after removed attribute, I just want to specify that attribute removed. Removed. That's all enough. That's all enough. Let me check it out. What is the output of the program?
Function 3 petalen.
One sec.
Function.
Yes. Okay, one sec. Get attribute, got it. Get attribute, got it. Okay, fine. And remove attribute. Attribute removed. Can you see attribute removed?